All right, guys, we're back on. Welcome back to episode 73 of the Touchline Podcast. If you're new here, hit the like button, hit subscribe, comment down below. Boys, it was an eventful weekend. Didn't get our way at Vantage Point.
Yeah.
For those of you, go watch the vlog. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen what happened. We basically got trampled on. We got smashed. We got squashed. And the rules from if Joey had lost, Joey had competed on behalf of us. So shout out to Joey. If he had lost, the bet was Achilles and Big Bad Bowman said we had to put this on our shelf from now on. So we're gonna have to do it, boys.
I'm not happy, but
we've lost the bet.
A bet's a bet.
We're gonna get our revenge. That's
for sure.
Hopefully one day. I don't know if we are, but we're gonna get our revenge soon. In saying that, a bet's a bet.
Yep.
That's it. It's up there now. How do you feel about that, Samuel?
Look, it was a tough night. Don't want to see that ever. Like, I don't want to see that ever again. But you know, it is what it is. We've got to keep it there, and we'll get our revenge soon.
Yeah, hopefully one day. Yeah, we're never the ones to back off.
No, we'll be back stronger.
But in saying that, we got another Joey on our podcast today, a familiar face. Joey's back on for a great yarn today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, our pleasure, man. Anytime. And other news, Bashara, tell them what's happening on May 18th.
So May 18, in 3 weeks' time, I've actually booked in the skydiving in Wollongong.
He's actually doing it.
I'm actually doing it. I'm keen for it. I'm excited about it.
Just say you're nervous.
No, not really, man. I'm actually excited, bro. You got to face
Joey,
the
read his mind. Is he nervous?
He's shitting his.
I'm like,
I can
not
smell it
shitting
from
bricks. Not shitting bricks.
Bro, you know, what was how many feet? It's like double
it's
the
15,000
Burj
feet.
Khalifa, eh?
It's like 4,300 meters high.
Yeah.
In the sky.
I thought isn't it around 10,000?
No, it's 15,000. I read the
I know
whole
it's
details
doubled.
on the website. It's 15,000.
How many skydiving videos have you watched since you booked it?
To be honest, I've actually only watched like 2 vlogs out of it. There was one guy that did it, I think like 2 years ago.
Shitting yourself?
He said that he was scared and nervous, like not doing it, but then he had to do it because I think he's from...
Have you seen skydiving gone wrong? Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did.
Yeah, don't watch that.
Yeah, I actually did. But like, I didn't say
thing
no.
you could do.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go. No, I know, but I wouldn't go that way.
Yeah.
No, but
But you best believe we're putting out every single camera we have. We've actually got the better package. So that way you get a point of view from Anthony skydiving.
It's going to be crazy. I can't wait.
Don't faint in the sky, please.
No. No, I'm excited, man. I can't wait to do it. It's gonna we're gonna drop it on the vlog as well. So I can't wait for that.
The plan is to have a big feed before we go.
No, I wouldn't do that.
That's not
Why?
the plan,
because if you eat, you're actually gonna pass out and vomit. So you don't want to go to that
So
stage.
that means you're eating. So like,
no,
it'll be
I'll
great for
eat
the fans
after
to
when
watch.
I complete the skydiving. You know, as long as I get there
before.
safe.
Okay. Anyways, moving on. All right, let's start with some league talk, boys. Let's get into the round that was. You're a man with the games, Bashara.
No,
so we've got 4
we
games.
got the first game. So St. George.
But I pull up the scores.
Okay. Warriors and Titans. That was the first game. It was 27 to...
No, we're doing Dragons.
Oh, Dragons? Sorry.
And Roosters Anzac game.
So Roosters defeated Dragons 60 to 18.
Pumped them.
Let the Dragons fan.
Joey, how did you feel about
I'm
that
going to
game?
leave it in Joey's head.
No comment.
Joey, I want to give you... what are your thoughts about that?
Look, obviously, we started off well.
Yeah.
You know, put aside the first tackle of the game where Suli got knocked out.
Yeah.
So hard to watch, eh?
We've been there, Joey. Don't worry. 66-0.
Yeah, look, it doesn't
come back from it.
But people don't understand how easy it is to get to 60. Like at 38-6, I think it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was still like 20 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
3 tries, you've hit 50. You're over 50. Like, I don't think the score... Let me tell you, man, Roosters aren't a 50-point better team than us.
No.
You know what I mean? But unfortunately, when it's like quicksand. When you're in that moment, and it's probably what the Dogs went through last year against Newcastle, like if Penrith put 66 points on the Dogs last year, you'd say, okay.
Yeah.
But for it to be a Newcastle team, and don't forget, when it happened to the Dogs against Newcastle, that was their start of their 10-win run. They weren't actually in form. The Dogs played Newcastle in form.
Yeah.
So, look, in saying that, man, it's no heart.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And what makes it more devastating is they displayed that on Anzac Day.
But here's where I differ with you, Joey. Like you said, Anzac Day. They smashed it at the beginning stages of the game, but I feel the occasion got to the Dragons. Like, to play in front of, I think, 40,000 people, correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know,
Around
40,
that.
50,000. I would say.
Anyways, to play on that grand stage, Anzac game is like a grand final. To play in front of that many people, they barely make a by even playing, in their home ground with I'm talking shit here, but like 10 people. As in, like, they're barely getting by with like a small crowd, let alone a big crowd on an Anzac game match.
I disagree, Bill. Like, if you look at our side, like, we've got a finals quality
100%.
side.
You can have the best
got
side,
a good
Joey.
team.
You got,
But like you fold under pressure, bro.
No,
I think it came down to folding under pressure.
Look, I think
Because-
it was just fine margins what happened in that game. Suli coming out early into the game, and like Joey was saying on the chat, that he is their best defensive center in the game. So losing a player like that does affect him. You look at us last year against Rabbitohs. Adokar got injured on that left-hand side and then just cost us. They scored every try on that side.
yeah, 100%.
So
And-
I understand where you're coming from, and I understand where
And
you're
what
coming
goes
from.
with that, like Suli getting knocked out, right? It was a clear elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I
And-
saw that.
and I
straight
saw
away.
that too. It was
And
a clear vision.
I've got frame by frame footage, because at the start it did look like a head clash.
Yeah.
It's a raised forearm straight to the head with force, right? The guy stays on. We don't get a penalty. Fine.
Yeah.
But we've lost our centre, who's a destructive runner and a solid defender. Not only do we lose him and we fall to, 16 men for the whole game, we now have to restructure our defensive line.
Exactly.
So we
Exactly, yeah.
put Eisenhuth in the centres. Eisenhuth is a back rower, bro. It just put us out. Then obviously every coach goes into a game with a plan. When he feels, his interchanges will play. Obviously injuries, you can't forecast when you want to do interchanges. But first tackle of the game, mate, everything they trained for that week went out the window in the first 3 seconds.
No, that's right.
And they didn't they didn't come back from that.
Funny thing, when I was watching the game, when that incident happened, I was surprised no one was talking about it. Even the commentators didn't even mention about that elbow from Hargreaves. And I was saying to Samuel, that's surely a sin bin. And I just caught it and just no one was taking that seriously.
Well, there's another video that's circulating now. It's off a kick return in the first half. So this is before damage was done.
Yeah.
Ben Hunt makes a clearing kick. DeBellin is chasing. Warira Hargraves stops, changes his line, turns his body and elbows him in the chest.
Are you serious?
And DeBellin falls over. I didn't even notice that during the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's another video that's circulating now. And what? Not called.
Yeah. There was a lot of controversy in that
sense,
game.
man.
They even they were raising questions about if the NRL should ban the kickoff after what
Yeah, look,
happened.
I wouldn't do that, bro. Look, at the end of the day, it's rugby league. And what makes rugby league is collisions.
Contact sport.
Unfortunately, you don't go changing the rules based on what happened with Sully. Because if you watch it again properly and you want to be true to yourself and honest, that was foul play. If Jared Warrior-Hargraves doesn't raise his elbow, he does not get knocked out.
No, for sure. That's right.
So instead of changing the rules of the game, how about start punishing these players that have these dirty tactics in them?
That's right.
That's what will eliminate these
And
collisions.
It's only one bad incident. Like, how many times you say, all right, the last time I could think of one was Sam Burgess back in 2014 off the kickoff.
Yeah, with
When he broke his cheekbone.
James Graham.
Yeah.
That's really the last time I could think of.
Yeah, there's
happened.
been a couple. There's been a couple
Yeah.
off the kickoff. But again, how far are you going to take this?
Exactly.
How far do we go before it starts becoming
Look-
OzTag or touch football?
Yeah, exactly. 100%. It's like these questions that they're raising is bullshit.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. Even though we've copped the raw end of the stick,
Yeah.
like we lose Sully now for 2 weeks. Apparently, it's that bad.
Really?
So obviously, category 1 concussion
Yeah, so it's like
rules you
another day,
out
yeah.
for the next game anyway.
Yeah.
But they're talking about even the following game, he's not going to be right.
And so, and it's,
So it could be like 3 weeks.
yeah,
or
and
4 weeks.
I'm
yeah.
surprised. The referees, Graham Ainsley, hasn't came out. You know, like stated, the referees made a mistake on the decision.
Unfortunately, look, at the end of the day, and it's like anything, if someone's got a deep pocket,
Yeah.
right, and they're funding you or they're adding, monetary value to your business,
They're not gonna.
you're not going to go as hard as what you would on someone else,
That's right.
100%.
right? And that's why the Roosters, they do get away with it, because Nick Politis,
Yeah.
the money he throws at the game,
Yeah.
then what are they going to come down hard on him?
Yeah.
I sent you those videos.
Yeah.
After we scored that contender for try of the year for our first try,
that was amazing.
which was a cracking try.
That was a match,
Right.
right? That one.
There was 2 calls, and I know I'm being picky, but if you want to ref the game to the letter of the law, right, there were 2 penalties that one that shouldn't have been given, one that was given, right? Both went the Roosters' way, and both led to tries.
Yeah.
So instead of us being, up 6-0, the boys found themselves down 12-6, and that's when that dominoes effect occurred.
Look, I'm sure Dragons are going to bounce back. They've been quite. They're winning games, they're losing games, which is a positive. Like they're at least getting more wins than losses as last year.
Well,
You
look,
know,
yeah, we've won more games this year so far than what we did all of
I
last year.
truly
Yeah.
think, like I was talking to my mate from work, I truly think there's something with that Dragons team. I'm going to say it again. The occasion got to him. Sully, getting knocked out, that was an effect too. Just it's hard to come back in those types of games, especially. So I think Dragons are rebuilding.
Yeah.
They're going on the right path right now.
They're going the right direction,
That first
yes.
year, they're in that first year that we were
Yeah.
in back in 2021 when we started our rebuild.
Yes.
So it's gonna take time, but that's it. I truly think Dragons got a very
Yeah,
good
look,
end.
that score doesn't depict where
No,
we're
no
at.
way,
Exactly.
no way, no way.
It's actually, look, it got to me on the day,
Yeah.
because I'm just thinking, like,
It's going to be a tough.
how
game.
did we go
Yeah.
from one of the tries of the year to a 50-point walloping
Yeah,
in the space of 50 minutes?
that's it. It's
And
discipline.
yeah.
that's what it came down
Yeah.
to, is
Yeah.
discipline. They
Right
put
on.
their heads down. They didn't want to do the hard yards. They were in the sheds before the game was over.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's how they got to the 60
just
points.
last point on this, I noticed Ben Hunt's ball playing skills from the start of the game to the back end of the game, like when they started to get pumped by the Roosters. You seemed like he wanted to spread that ball around more when they were just down by 6 or down by 12 or
Yeah.
whatever it was. And then as they started to get, pumped, that disciplines went out the window. And
They packed up shop.
Especially Ben Hunt, I could see him in himself, not to spin on him, but just he wasn't being creative. He wasn't being that Ben Hunt we know.
Because he switched off.
He switched off.
That
himself.
was it. He was
And
done.
That's how I knew from him.
When
just
he's
watching him
done,
play.
captain of the team, when he's done, everyone else
Oh,
follows
he's-
suit.
He's been
Yeah.
done anyways for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah.
But moving on now,
Next.
Cowboys.
And Penrith. Yeah.
Cowboys lost against Penrith,
By 6
27
points. That was a close game.
Yeah.
That one.
So what was the score? It was
26 to 20,
26
which
to
is
20.
pretty close.
Look,
Yeah.
Panthers were dominant at the start.
They did,
Alamotti
yeah.
with the intercept try. He's slowly growing into form at Penrith.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cowboys again, they're starting to, I don't know, they're losing a bit of form. They haven't been performing the last 2 games. Their defense is atrocious.
Yeah, it
They've
is.
got one of the worst defense in the comp this year. And that's not going to win you the premiership if that's where they're trying to aim.
Exactly.
So yeah, Penrith, look, it wasn't their best performance. It was a more professional task. They got the job done. Towards the end, they started to probably, lose the way they were playing, just drop the intensity. But yeah, Penrith, again, I don't really think there's been a standout this year in the NRL.
Yeah.
It's been a quite tough season.
It
and
has been, yeah.
Again, there's still a long way to go, but yeah, Penrith, too good.
Yeah, that's it. Clinical Penrith. Cleary coming back. I thought it'd be a greater scoreline, to be honest.
Like high scoring, yeah.
Yeah, but
Look,
man, it's
with
mad.
Keary, he's gonna just take time. Just came back. from
Maybe just
injury.
coming back off that injury.
He'll click form.
But
yeah, Cowboys again. You can't make top 8 with that defense, let alone win the
Yeah,
premiership.
defensive is always the
So-
most important thing.
Yeah, that's really what you can take out of that game. Cowboys again, a bit on decline. Panthers just
Yeah.
again, as Shabal said, slowly showing their professionalism and just really just grinding out games and winning them. Manly Parramatta now.
32 to 18.
Parramatta were in
Manly
the
win.
game, but then
Yeah.
Manly just
No,
too strong.
yeah, like what was that whole deal with Siva? What an
That
idiot!
was-
What an idiot! They were only down by 4 points.
I think it was only by 4 points. Yeah.
4 points.
I was
and
trying
then
to-
after
yeah.
that, it all went out the window, man. He cost
Yeah.
them the game.
Well,
Sorry, can I just make a quick point about the previous game?
Yeah.
So I got a bit of a story.
tell me.
So Sportsbet had Port Alamotti when he was 18th man at $101
Wow.
to score a try.
Oh my
Score a
gosh.
try.
Right. So my mate had put the bet on who was the center that got ruled out. Or was it Taruva?
Taruva. Sonia
Taruva.
So
Taruva.
he
Yeah,
had
yeah.
Taruva as a try scorer.
Wow.
So they've refunded his $100
Okay.
because Taruva got ruled out. So
Yeah.
he looks at the list and sees Port Alamotti at 100-1. So he puts $100
No way.
on Port Alamotti
Just to score.
at 100-1 just to score one try,
Really?
Yeah.
which is a return of 10 grand.
No way.
Scores the try, cancel the bet.
What?
No. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Wow.
What
What?
the hell?
They're Gronks.
they
Why?
ca-
Are you
they
serious?
cancelled the bet because the odds that he had gotten at 100-1 apparently weren't true to market.
Oh, my ass, man. My ass.
see,
I'll
that's all
take
it-
that.
True.
I'll
That-
take that to court, man. I'm taking that
that's
to
all
court.
it's-
If that
Well,
happened to me, I'm going to court with
that's
this.
just-
Fu-
wrong,
funny
man.
you say that because he did say he's going to get his lawyers onto this. Because
He should,
Wow.
because
when you
that's
think
false-
about it,
that's-
10 grand.
This is massive.
That's
yeah.
misleading advertising.
Yeah.
If it says it on the screen,
Come on. Come on, man. Come on. We love
just
you.
gone
We
too
love you.
soft.
But come
Yeah,
on.
man.
Give the
No,
bloke
that's-
his
that's
money.
inappropriate,
Cuz that
man.
is,
That's
I've never heard of that.
Anyway, sorry, I just had to.
No, that's a great story
Bit
to
of
share.
juice.
But
Bit of
what, yeah,
juice.
what are your thoughts on the Manly Para? Where do you
Man-
see these two teams right now? How are they looking?
Para looks shot.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate to say it because I did pick him to win the comp. Without Moses, man, they're lost.
Yeah.
And Dylan Brown is a great runner of the ball. He loves playing eyes up footy, which means you're playing what's in front of you. He's not a structured player.
Yeah.
Whereas Moses is very structured.
Yeah.
Game plan driven. He's now been asked to lead this team.
That's right.
It doesn't work. And it's not working. And I hope Moses gets back before the year is written off.
I think it's already written off.
Look,
It's
There's probably a bit of
more than
hope.
likely, yeah?
Yeah,
More than likely.
yeah.
But if Moses comes back and they go on a bit of a run, Manly are the dark horses for me.
That I was about to say. I honestly think they could actually win it this
Yeah.
year.
Ah,
Step
shut
it
up. Shut up.
I know it's our year, but
They're
realistically,
dangerous.
They are dangerous.
They are
Yeah.
dangerous.
regardless if it's
They
our
are
year or not.
dangerous,
There's
but when it comes to the finals, it's a different level.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what position that you've came that far from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, it does not matter. When you get to finals level, it's a whole different game level, okay? Doesn't matter if you're on the first position or the A position. You want to get to that top spot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm being
No,
serious
no.
because you're coming that far so you can
Yes.
succeed.
sorry, I was zoned
not to
off when he
succeed.
said that, bro.
What?
What were you saying? No, I actually zoned off. I zoned off.
He was saying top 8, so no matter if you're first or A, your aim is to get the top spot.
Top
It's like
spot,
final
final
series.
competition.
It's
That's
a
my
whole new
point, yeah.
competition. When
But
you,
I'm talking
when
about
in
Cherry
final
Evans.
series.
Yeah.
During the start of the year, I honestly think he wasn't as effective as he is now. I think he's starting to click into the form he ended last year.
He
And
is.
He can play like 40 years old, this guy. He's
I swear.
crazy. As
He
much as I
actually
don't
can.
like Cherry Evans, he's a very, very good player.
Did you see
Very
that?
good.
Like, sorry, off topic. Did you see that the long neck he did?
Yeah, I saw
yeah.
someone done this meme with a dinosaur.
I
Fucking
think that
died.
was wasn't that best sport that did that meme?
Yeah, it was
I
something
think it
like
was.
that. Yeah, but he's
That's a
out for
funny
now
one.
2 weeks apparently with Alakawatu suspended. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a big miss. But yeah, Manly are really looking good. Parramatta, I think they're just relying on that Mitchell Moses injury. If he can come
Yeah.
back a bit earlier than expected, than the due date, I think he can
Yeah.
come and get him into the top 8 maybe. Knights is a perfect example
Yeah,
how they
exactly.
can turn their season
just,
around.
just on that 2-week suspension for Okolawatu,
Yeah.
what they got suspended for compared to what Tane Milne done,
Huh.
right, in the South's Melbourne game, they got the same punishment. Tane Milne got 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that was
That was bad.
That was bad.
That was horrible. That
He's
one.
gone in cannonball style below the knees, like
Yeah.
obviously trying to inflict an injury,
Yeah, yeah. That
was
and he got
disgusting.
2 weeks. When you compare what Daly Cherry Evans done and Okolawatu, mate, they should have just got maybe a $750 fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just no consistency.
That's the issue. That's the issue we're having in the league right now. I don't think we'll ever achieve consistency with the referees.
It's nothing
goes their ways. It's always about
changed. It's gonna always say like that. But Cronulla hammer the Raiders
40-0.
and without Fogarty. Look, you can never write the Raiders off. They're always. I've said a number of times. If they're losing, they come back. If they're winning, another team comes back. So Cronulla, I don't know why. Just something in me. I don't know how they're winning these games by this much because I don't know. I just don't think they're as good as people think. I don't know. That's how I see Sharks.
I feel like they're pretenders. Like, I don't know how they're still first.
I think it is.
That's what I feel.
Yeah,
I think so.
It's the big teams they struggle.
Yeah, they always do.
I feel Cronulla, as Bill said perfectly, they're pretenders. I think they've got some big games coming up right now, and I think that's where they're going to start. We're going to start to see the real Cronulla because we've seen that
that's
last
going to
year.
challenge them.
When they verse the big teams, they crumble.
Yeah.
So, and if they pass that test, then you could say, okay, maybe they are contenders rather than pretenders. So, Canberra Raiders, I thought they put a better fight, but
they struggled a lot. There was no defense, no attack. As you can see, Cronulla, they showed the better performance than Canberra Raiders. Like, you can talk about Cameron McKines, Thomas Hazelton, bro. He always kills them, man.
He always scores.
He always scores. He's the only forward player in Cronulla that will put a try.
Yeah,
He's killing it. That's all I can say. He's a good player, but
besides Fanua, Blake and Haas, I think he's the best forward in the game
right now
because he's a try scorer, and you don't see a lot of forward scoring besides against Fanua, Blake and Payne Haas. So Hazelton is a very good player. I think Sharks, again, like Sammy said, big task ahead of them this week. They've got a few tough games, and this can really show you if they're the real deals this year.
For sure.
Yeah,
that's a wrap up for round 8. Now we're going to do round 9. Round 9 tips. Show us the league standings.
Touchline tips for our league standings from round 8. Myself, I go back to first place, getting a total of 6 total tips, and I'm currently on 38. Guest and Samuel are in second and third, tied points. They got 5 last week, and now they're 1 point behind first, which they have 37 points. Bill went all the way to 4th.
Of course,
he only got 3 right this week. Wasn't the best week for Bill, and he's on a total of 36. And Bashara, once again, wooden spoon in last spot.
It's so early.
Got 4 total tips right with a total.
Can
of
we
34.
actually do something for if someone comes last?
We'll do something.
Regardless if it's a guest or not, like a wooden spoon, or just some punishment.
We'll do something.
Maybe Anthony goes skydiving. Maybe Anthony goes skydiving twice.
Yeah,
maybe.
Or bungee jumping.
Let him get through the first one first.
Or the bungee jumping.
Oh, the bungee jumping. Maybe that'll be the next one.
But
we'll go to the.
All right. So the round.
Sorry, can I just ask you quickly? Who watched the Newcastle game? Anyone?
I watched a bit of it.
Did you see the fullback?
Oh, the Dolphins.
The Dolphins or
no, the fullback for the Knights.
Yeah,
he was on his debut.
That try he scored.
Yeah,
that was good. Yeah, I saw that.
He's an absolute gun, man.
Yeah. They always get good. They had Miller last year when Ponga was injured.
Yeah, that's
he
right.
was good. Now they got another good fullback.
Yeah, but this kid, he's something special, man.
Someone's gonna poach him.
Well, that's the thing. If they don't find room for him when Ponga comes back, if they're just gonna flick him back to New South Wales Cup, man, he's gone.
Yeah, surely
he's gone.
That's what happened. There's a lot of players on that where it's just your luck. You've gone at that club at the wrong time because they've got another better player in front. So if he continues to play like that, many clubs will be interested.
Yeah, 100%.
Because he is a great fullback.
Let's get into the round 9 tips. Who's our guest for this week, Chabelle?
Best Sport.
Best Sport 2.0. Shout out to Best Sport, man. Makes some cracker. I actually love his content.
Good content.
Bro, like just the memes that he makes.
If you're saying he did that dinosaur one,
I think he did.
That was hilarious.
Bro, just scroll through his page, man. You die from all the memes, man.
Oh my god!
Especially like he pokes fun at like whatever's going on in rugby league, like current events. But shout out to him. He's our guest for this week.
So
So first game we got Rabbitohs and Panthers.
Yep.
It's going to be a good game. I feel like. If Rabbitohs end up showing up, which I don't think they will. But on paper, it's a good game, like fucking a Rabbitohs-Panthers game. But it's at a course stadium, so who you taking, boys?
I'm going Panthers. I think it's very easy. Rabbitohs, I think they'll put a fight, but I think Panthers will be too strong at the end.
I'm going to go for Penrith as well. They played really good on the weekend against Cowboys. They stuck to it, and they just won by 6 points. But Souths... They just look very weak.
South did do good against Melbourne.
They did come back second half.
Scored back-to-back tries.
Yeah,
which
but it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough at the end, but they put a fight, which I'll expect them this week as well.
Yeah. But like I said, I think I'm going to stick with Penrith. 13+ game.
Samuel,
13+. Big game this one.
I'm going to go Panthers as well.
Joey, I'm going Souths for value. $5.50.
Oh, well,
Gamble
you're
responsibly.
losing your money.
No, look, you know what? This game is that it's do or die for the Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
If they lose this one, they're done for the year, and something's got to
Oh,
change.
they've been done for 4 rounds.
I get it.
Yeah.
But let's put ourselves hats on for a second. Be a supporter,
Yeah.
the same way you use a damaged Bulldog supporters,
Yeah, that's all right.
thinking you're going to win the comp.
Hey, watch what you say, Joey.
If you're a South supporter, obviously you still have hope.
Mm.
And if you want to have any continued hope, they've got to win this week.
They have to. But I don't see it.
Look,
No way.
I think they're going to aim up. Like you said, they might give it a good shot for a bit and then maybe fall away.
Yeah.
I'm hoping not. If they put up a good fight and can knock them off, it could be the turnaround for the year. Because when you look at them on paper, and don't forget, Latrell comes back this week. They're not much different from the side last year that was a semi-final team.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no reason for them to be sitting stone dead last. And something will change this week. I can't see Demetrio lasting this week if they cop a pumping from Penrith. I reckon he's gone.
Okay. Bill?
No, I'm going Panthers all day, every day, man. There's no way, like
Why are you saying it like I'm stupid or something?
Joey, bro. Cause you gotta be real.
Yeah,
Gotta be real.
$5,
There's no way.
$5.50, boys.
Well, if you put your house on it,
Gamble
you lost your house.
responsibly.
Okay,
Well, anyways, next game we got Manly versus Canberra
Oh,
Raiders.
sorry.
Oh,
Best sport went
oh.
Panthers.
Oh, Penrith as well?
Yeah,
Okay,
went
sorry, my
Panthers.
bad.
No, all good.
All right, next game Friday night we got Manly versus Canberra Raiders.
Manly, Canberra
Look,
Raiders.
Manly,
oh,
no Cherry Evans, no Alakawatu. That could be an advantage for Raiders.
Yeah.
But again, I think at their home ground, they're unstoppable. I don't think they've lost a game this year there.
Yeah.
So again, without Cherry Evans, I still think they'll get the job done. So I'm going Manly.
I think I'm going to go Manly as well, 1-12.
yeah, I'm gonna go Manly. You can't go past them.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Canberra for the bounce back.
Okay.
I can't. Ricky Stewart side, 40-0. They would have copped the belting this week at training. They'll bounce back.
I think it'll be a
what are
tough
they
game, but
They're paying $3.06.
Mate,
It's not bad.
$3.06 into $5.50 Souths.
Yeah.
There's a good multi for you.
There you go.
but,
Yeah. Who you going for?
Raiders again. Under Ricky Stewart, he's probably given a big yell. Training's gonna be tough this week. But again, Manly at home, I can't go against them, so I'll just go Manly just probably.
And best sport, who do they go
And best
for?
sports went Sea Eagles as well.
Sea Eagles as well? Okay. Next game we got Brisbane Broncos and Sydney Roosters. That's going to be a good
this is
clash,
gonna be a
that
good one. But yeah, but like as Joey was saying, I don't know word for word what you said, but like Roosters aren't all that it. Like if you're judging them by that Dragons game, like they're very shaky. They're not consistent. They're up one week, they're down the next week. So like,
Because I did say last week on the pod that
Yeah.
for the last 3 years they've been very not the best team. Everyone expects
Yeah.
them to do well, like possibly win the premiership, and they just let everyone down. So that's how I see Roosters this year.
you really
Again,
can't bet on Roosters. It's very hard to bet on.
It
them.
is hard,
Like, you
yeah.
just don't know.
See, but the problem is, sorry to cut you off.
yeah.
I'm scared the Dragons have now played them into form.
because that's a big win.
That's like 60 points, man, is a belting.
But don't take offense to this. Dragons are like a big.
No,
great
sorry, man. No, I won't cop that. And I'm not saying it because I'm a Dragons
Yeah,
supporter.
yeah.
Let's look at form. Look at form. If this was 60-0 last year, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right? You're talking now 60-0 with a premiership winning coach in Flanagan who is huge on defense. Our defense has come in waves compared to last year. There is no way I'll cop that. It was the Dragons. Bro, it is scary to see what this game will do for the Roosters. Because when you look at it, they weren't in form. They were down 26-0 to the Bulldogs, who, no offense, at the time,
Yeah.
they were shaky.
Yeah.
Right? They just won by 2 points the following week. They nearly lost that game. They haven't been in form. This has probably given them their mojo. People have found their straps. They're hitting the right holes.
Yeah.
You know, they've got their combination. And don't forget, Walker came back as well.
He was outstanding.
Walker played so good.
He was
Mate, what do you
In that
mean?
Dragons
He was the difference.
His kicking game.
His kicking
second
game
to
was
none.
impeccable.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
I
what
just-
Roosters have been missing these couple of weeks.
But that's what I'm
Sam
scared
Walker.
of. And again, I still believe the Broncos are not that crash hot. And he's a writing off Canberra. But don't forget, before this 40-0, What were we saying about Canberra last week?
yeah.
To be honest, I put them 10th on the ladder, so I still think they'll do well. But I think with that Fogarty injury, it's going to really impact
Yeah, that
them.
Fogarty injury hurts them.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Who we tipping?
Tough
Lots
game.
of halfback injuries this year.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna tip Broncos in Brisbane.
I'll go Broncos.
Yeah, it's insane that. eh? Yeah,
In Brisbane,
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's you can't. It's they're starting to find their form too.
Yeah. I'm going to go Broncos too.
Yeah, I think I might go for Broncos.
Best sports went, he's went Roosters actually,
Oh,
so he's
wow.
going
Oh,
against
wow.
the odds today.
Wow.
That game.
Yeah, it could
so
be right as Joey was saying. You know,
Yeah.
they could have found their form.
Could be a
Who
big
knows?
chance. Next game,
Next game, we got Keary Bulldogs and Tigers.
Saturday 3
I reckon it's gonna be
It's going to
as
be a
good
mad
as
game,
we're
this one.
playing. Oh no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna
Look, let's
say
go
it.
through who you got.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Anthony, so your score prediction.
My score prediction, Bulldogs 36-8.
Okay. I've went 32-10 Bulldogs. Shabel's went 30-12 Bulldogs. Joey, what do you reckon?
I think the Tigers are going to upset you, man.
Okay.
Look.
No, Bill,
Sorry.
No, every week.
No,
you
no,
come
I'm
on.
no. Let me finish, man. I know I said that.
Bill.
No.
Listen,
What are you gonna do, Bashara?
if you're going the opposite side-
Anyways, this is no. I'm not going
I want to
opposite.
flip
I'm
the
just.
table.
I'm just saying when we won against who's a lot Knights. When we won against Knights, I was like, I don't know, something inside of me was saying Tigers might do the upset.
Yeah.
But do I think this now 2 weeks later? No. So like,
Okay.
yeah. So anyways,
Score prediction, Bill.
my score prediction, I'm gonna say 28. I think it'll be 28-12
28-12.
Bulldogs.
Okay.
Okay. Anytime try scorer, Anthony.
Anytime try scorer, Bronson Cherry.
I went Villami Kikau, sorry. Shabel went Villami Kikau as well. Joey,
I'm going to go Galvin.
Lachlan Galvin there. That's a good one.
That's a good
I
one.
want to go Olam.
Who?
Olam.
Olam.
Yep.
I think this game's going to be closer than what you boys think.
I've
I just
got a
gotta say
gut
that.
feeling. I just,
Yeah.
I know, but I just don't know because like, this is a true test. To be honest, this will see how far of a gap we are to the Dragons or the Tigers. You know,
Yeah.
if we smash the Tigers, that would say a lot about our run this year.
Of course.
But if it's by a close margin, you know,
We'll
like
get the win.
we're still,
win's
in
a win,
we're
you know,
still
at
on
least-
that boat.
Yeah, exactly.
In a way.
At least we're in the top 8
But,
now.
First try scorer, Anthony.
Justin Olam, first try
Yep.
scorer.
I went Josh Adokar. Shabel went Josh Adokar as well. Bill.
Bronson Cherry.
Joey, who are you going to go
I'll
for?
go K-Raz.
Oh, Jake
Kiraz,
Kiraz. Yep.
Anthony.
Bold prediction.
Man of the match.
Man of the match. Jacob Preston. He's
Preston,
returning
yeah, that's a good
this week as well.
Yeah, I went Adokar. I think he's probably going to score. I have a feeling hat trick for him
No,
this
that's
week.
good.
Shabel went Matt Burden, man of the match. Bill.
Bronson Cherry.
Wow. Okay,
Very good
Joey.
player, very
I'm going to go Galvin for man of the match.
Galvin, okay, nice
Yep.
one. And finally, bold prediction, Anthony.
Bulldogs leading half time 16-6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went Bulldogs to score 3 tries in the first 15 minutes. Shabel went Josh Adokar hat trick. Bill.
I don't know. Something inside me says there won't be a try after 10 minutes or 15 minutes of field play.
Okay.
Like it'll be tight at the start. I don't know. There's something inside me that says it. And then it's all going to unravel from there.
Joey.
Kick out season-ending injury.
Wow.
No,
Don't
are you
say that.
serious?
Joey, get off this podcast now, bro. Your services are no longer
Joey,
needed.
don't scare
God,
us.
yeah. Nah,
I hope you're not a psychic. And that you're just
No,
warning us.
Don't manifest
No,
it,
the
bro.
fortune teller.
Best sports
Just
went
for laughs.
Dogs.
Dogs
to
as
win.
well. Okay, so next game 5:30 we got Titans and Melbourne. I'm just going to tell you this:
Look,
Melbourne.
Titans have been putting a very good effort in the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
3 games. They could have easily been 8 points tied with Dogs, actually, if it wasn't for that
Yeah.
Raiders Golden Point defeat. They versed, who was before that? Who did they verse last week?
I'll tell you who.
Sorry about that. Well, no, they beat them, but there was another team.
Manly.
They did play good. So,
Yeah.
again, I think it's going to be a very close game again, and I think they're going to fall short again. So I'm going to go Storm.
Yeah, I'm going to go Storm. Storm, they played very good on the weekend. It was like 50-16 as well. So,
Yeah, clinical.
bro, Pappenhausen, Xavier Coates, Warbrick.
Pappenhausen.
Pappenhausen. What was I?
Anyways, yeah.
Pappen.
Pappen.
Papa. 'Cause I remember there was a moment in one of the vlogs where we made fun of him for Pappenhausen.
Pappenhausen.
Okay, Bill,
I'm going to go, Storm. Yes.
Joey.
They are playing in Gold Coast, bro.
Yeah, they are.
Only because I've gone a South's upset. You can't have too many upsets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go Melbourne, but they're going to push them. Titans will push them.
Best sport went Storm. I'm going for an upset, Titans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel it. I'm telling you.
I'm feeling a Titans win. I don't know why.
I can actually see him
nah,
pushing them.
man. Come on, man.
I'm
Come
going
on, stop talking
Nah, I'm going
nonsense.
Titans. I
Stop
feel
talking
something in me
nonsense.
saying Titans getting a shock win this week.
What against Storm?
Watch. You never know.
Storm.
It's at Seabus.
And all right.
Or if
like-
it was in Melbourne, it would be a more of a difficult task.
but look at them on paper and look at Storm on paper.
Because
Look at
it's
the
a weird
form.
hang on a
season.
second.
It's
Hang
a
on.
weird season.
Hang on. All
It's a
right.
weird
Sorry,
season.
I don't want to drag this.
No,
segment
it's all
on,
good.
Right.
Yeah.
Go Titans. It's today. Oh, it's not Tuesday. The team list isn't out.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a look at their forward pack, bro.
It is good,
Bro, AJ Brinson.
You- bro. It's
Yeah?
amazing.
You got Foreign. You've got
Feeder.
You've got that. What's that halfback's name?
Tanner Boyd.
Talon Boyd. He's
Okay.
a good player,
Okay.
bro.
Forward
Then
packs.
you got Fafita on the edge, right? You got one of the fastest wingers in the comp.
Can't
All right, Cam Pereira. They're a good team, bro. And you know, I'll tell you who's hurting them. Losing their captain,
Tino.
right?
100%.
Tino is a huge loss, bro.
Massive loss, yeah.
It's a huge loss. And as much as people want to say Des Hasler is washed up, when you've got Des Hasler as a head coach, you're going to be going in the right direction. Now, I know you boys as Bulldogs supporters
Yeah.
are going to be saying otherwise, but sorry, man, he took you to 2 grand finals in 3 years. So you can't really talk shit about him.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. I just don't see it as being as easy as what you guys
I
think
think
it
it'll be
is.
close.
Yeah.
I said it'll be close.
Yep.
Anthony, you
And
said
it-
Storm.
I said Storm, yeah.
Best Sport also
30
said
plus,
Storm. Next game.
Next game, Cowboys and Dolphins.
Now this one, I'm going Cowboys. I think they have to bounce back. I think at home their attack they always seem to score at home. Defense will let them down again. Dolphins again, they have a strong attack too.
Yeah.
They might get a few players back from injuries, but again, I think Cowboys need to bounce back. They're not gonna lose 3 games in a row. So it's very important that they bounce back if they want to get top 8. So it's a must win. So I'll go Cowboys.
I'm going to go Dolphins, actually. Dolphins, they're in form right now. They're actually gone better every single week.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh.
Why are you checking your multi-slip?
Just to make sure that I put Dolphins to win.
Oh, okay. Is it looking good?
Yeah. It looks
Oh, okay, cool.
and I put AFL in there,
Yeah.
so just to let you know.
Joey, who you going?
I'm gonna go Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Well, I'm the only
and,
one that's
No. Put me Dolphins.
I'll
Okay.
put Dolphins too, don't worry.
Dolphins.
Best Sport 2.0.
Fins
2.0. Yeah,
so
Bill's
me and
going
Bill are
Dolphins.
Dolphins
Yeah.
anyway, so.
And
Yeah,
Best Sport's
Dolphins.
Well, they're in
gone.
form, so you got no problems about
Best
it.
Sport's gone Cowboys. Next
Cowboys.
game.
We got Newcastle and Warriors. You know, Warriors actually struggled against Titans. Like, they just slipped out of their hands against Titans last week.
Look, they
actually
Warriors
did.
started off slow, picked up form, and that's another setback.
Yeah.
They're at home.
No, they're not.
So
at
they're
home.
away. Sorry.
Yeah.
It'll be close, but I think Warriors will win it.
They're gonna come back, man. They're just going through a rut at the moment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the only issue I see in their game is they're not playing 80 minutes.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you look at them in pockets, at times they can be a gun team, but then just sometimes they just do dumb things.
Yeah.
And those dumb things are actually hurting them. I'll go Warriors.
Warriors.
I'm going Newcastle.
No, it's okay.
Newcastle Knights, 13 plus.
This is the last week I'm tipping Warriors. I'm gonna go for Warriors. Because bro, they've been letting me down. Because bro, like to have the season they had last year and then like I haven't been seeing nothing from them really. Like all right, Welesniak on that wing still doing magical things, but like I don't know, they got to kick into form. So this is not my last week picking Warriors.
Can I ask, where's Cogger?
Yeah, where is he?
Is he injured? No, but he hasn't been
He
playing.
might be injured, or he's probably in the New South Wales Cup.
Bro, he smashed it, bro.
Yeah,
he's
so-
probably been dropped.
So you'll drop Cogger and you put, what's that dud's name? Gamble?
Yeah. Cogger's better.
Cogger is the
more-
reason why they won that grand final.
Cogger's more
Cogger's
technical. He
a
has-
premiership winning half.
Silent hero.
Yeah.
Silent hero, they call him.
He should.
Mate.
He should be playing there.
If, and no offense to any Penrith Panther supporters out there, but if, what's his name? Luai.
Jerome Law, yeah.
If he stays on the field, Brisbane win that game.
Yeah.
He changed the game, Cogger.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's not in And he's a Bulldogs junior too.
Yeah, I know.
So that's another one you guys fucked up on.
I remember him being there. And best sport went Warriors. Final game of the week.
Sharks versus Dragons. I'm sick.
I think it's gonna be.
I'm gonna go Cronulla Sharks.
Let's do a quick tip for this one.
Yeah,
points bet. It's in Cronulla.
I'm gonna say Dragons. I
back.
Yeah, I think they'll bounce back.
I'll show Flanagan's next team.
Yeah, and he said he's been looking forward to this game. So like, he wants to win.
Dragons will put up a fight. I see them maybe bouncing back, but Sharks just I can't tip. Yeah. Sharks.
Yeah,
Sharks.
I'm going Dragons, man. If
Okay.
they're anything, if they're a half decent team with a bit of respect, they win this week.
Okay, and best sports went Sharks this week. Now that's a wrap up to the round 8 review, round 9 tips. Quickly, just to go over Luke Keary, he's set to retire from the NRL due to many injuries, head concussions as well.
Yeah.
It's been a bumpy ride for him. You know, he won the premiership with the Rabbitohs in 2014, 1-2 with the Roosters. So if he was to retire, at least he can pull his head held up high. You know, he's won 3 premierships.
Yeah.
So there's not much you could ask from him. Yes, he'll probably want to play more. You know, he's still young in his career.
Yeah.
But again, health always comes first. And sometimes you got to, you know, take off your boots and, you know, that's it. You got to wrap it up. So,
Hang
yeah.
up the boots.
Hang up the boots, yeah.
Yeah, what a great career he's had, man. He's played 212 NRL games and counting. Towards the end of the season, he's set to depart from rugby league. Yeah, man, to your points, man, the premiership winner, man, he's done it all. He's done it all. A lot of players finish their career without winning a premiership.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
We mentioned Dale Finucane last week. You know, he's finished it all himself. Accomplished everything he ever wanted to accomplish or you ever could accomplish in rugby league. Origin, premiership, you know, test games. Yeah, man, hats off to Luke Keary, man. Best of luck in whatever you do next.
Yeah, Prime Keary, man. Like Prime Keary, he was phenomenal, a great player, man. Like Sammy said, 3 premierships, and again, just because of his injuries and concussion, you start to see he wasn't the same anymore, and wasn't performing to the level he should be, especially what he's achieved in the game. But yeah, an exceptional player, and yeah, we wish him all the best for the future and what he does next.
But yeah, man. Moving on. Something happened over the weekend.
Yes.
Paul Kenty. What happened? Let us know. Tell us what happened.
What happened, Bashar?
Now, look, man. I don't know the
What
backstory
do we
behind
got
this.
to-
I heard something. So let's get out of the way. Paul Kent gets involved in a altercation outside a club.
No, it wasn't a club. It
or
was a
whatever.
restaurant.
Oh, it was a restaurant?
Yeah, it was
anyways,
yeah.
so some guy was walking past, said something to him, and then he arced up. Naturally, you're going to want to fight the guy.
Yeah.
And then he went up to him, whatever happened, you saw in that video, gets thrown on the footpath.
Yep.
Done an NRL 360 on the footpath.
But hey, Joey, you know where that situation happened? That was at Toddy's at Brazil.
So I've been there. It's one of my brother's hotspots.
All right.
So we're always there.
Yeah.
Look, when there's 10 Lebos,
Yeah.
right, in this altercation, you got to admit,
Were they Arab?
they were Lebos,
They were,
bro,
yeah.
All right.
right? They've stirred the pot.
Yeah.
So this guy's obviously come out of the restaurant or from a pub around the corner, wherever it is. He's smashed off his face. They've seen him, and you can bet your bottom dollar they've gone after him first.
Yeah.
They've started talking shit. They've bad mouthed him, whatever, and the bloke's off his face. He's forgotten his position. He's forgotten his obligations. Right? Not thinking coherently, and he's just retaliated. But this retaliation has cost him his job.
This is 2 incidents in 8 months?
And he just came back.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah,
came
look,
back.
Look, in fairness, the first incident, right, was apparently a false accusation.
Okay.
So we
Yeah,
can't
it was.
pin this on him. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. But how does that look from an outside perspective, whether innocent or not? Obviously, he got off not guilty, but still, he still had that case on his back.
Well, that's
and this
why
is
he was.
another case
That's why he
popped
was
up.
stood down.
So yeah.
But
so
now they've got video footage of him, and there was guys telling him, "Mate,
stop,
go
stop.
away."
Yeah.
So he's now zigzagging, sidestepping people to get to this guy.
Yeah.
So whether the guy started verbally abusing him, he's then gone on and like thrown the first push or punch.
Yeah.
So he's instigated the actual altercation. If I want to take my professional cap off and want to talk on a personal level, I say sucked in, right? You get what you give. Now, how many NRL players has this guy ruined their careers, right? Whether it was his commentary on NRL 360 or whether it was an article in a newspaper.
Like one to mention, I was watching it earlier today, where he was bagging on the Panthers players when I think at the time they won that first premiership or the second one. It's like they run around like little kids, little mugs, you know, running around doing all this, and like they should behave like behave better. You're in the public eye, this and that. Like it's so ironic.
He's very outspoken, very potent with how he says things.
Well, every journalist is in a way.
Yeah, but as well, he's not liked.
Yeah,
he's not liked.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, you need to know how it works with these NRL players. There's some reporters that have the best relationships with players where they'll message them and say, oh, hey, Sharbil, what's happening at the Dogs? And players will talk to him.
Yeah, to find out what's going on.
But if he was to message an NRL player to say, hey, mate, what's your latest scoop? Or what happened here? They'll tell him to get fucked.
Yeah.
Because they don't like him.
Yeah.
Because he actually comes after players. He's always, if there's an indiscretion, he's the first one to talk about it. He's the first one asking for the harshest penalties.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
He now what he's copying, for him to expect people to take it easy on him, right, is actually hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna cop it hard, but it's in all he's doing.
Yeah.
Fuck, I couldn't get that word.
Fuck. Braithen Astor, just now, they got a show now, like after the fact, he's saying they're investigating and whatever, he's been stood down. So like, that's it, it's done for him. You won't see him on NRL 360 anymore.
Yeah, no, that's it.
He's done. He's done.
What are your opinions on it?
There's no chance. Like, again, of course, there's false accusation that he didn't mean to do what he did, but again, you cannot be, especially what happened and being false accused of something he didn't do. You can't be doing that silly things. I know he's probably drunk. He doesn't know what he's doing. But yeah, he has to learn from his mistake. And again, I think it's the end of his road on Fox League.
Yeah, I think in general.
Done.
In general.
It's
like,
end of the road.
end of the road for him.
So
that's why.
The Daily Telegraph stood him down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's finished.
That's why Channel 9's superior, man. The 100% footy with Gus, Gal, and all those. They do it right, man. You don't see any allegations from them.
But can I say something?
Yeah.
And I know from a few of my NRL mates, do you know when we go out?
Yeah.
Like, a few times when I used to go out with T-Rex when he was still playing, I would be at dinner and you'd get guys, like you'd get some guys, oh, hey T, how are ya? Hug, shake hand, autograph.
Yeah.
But there's actually guys that they poke the bear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get what you, yeah.
Like I was with him. I was with him at a dinner. I had a Bulldog supporter walk up to him.
Yeah.
You fucking lost us to 2014
No
grand
way.
final, full losing his mind.
Well,
and in my head, I'm thinking, bro, you're nearly 40 years old by the looks of it. This grand final happened like 4 years ago, and this guy was like
giving it to him, like roasting him.
red-eyed.
Wow.
He was like losing his marbles.
Wow.
And bro, in public, and T was having dinner.
It's embarrassing.
You know what I mean? So what if T stood up then,
And done.
felt threatened,
yeah.
and just fucking clocked him in the head?
He's done.
Who gets done?
Oh, T-Rex.
You know what I mean?
Of course, T-Rex.
Something-
So unfortunately, they got
But
it.
he would've-
They have to shut their mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just got to let it go. You know,
Yeah.
it happens.
And on that, like, I'm all for giving like chances, but he's already had his chance. Whether or not, again, he did what he did, he's done something else, and he deserves
exactly.
to.
But he
deserves to
always
get banned.
like roasting everyone out as well, like abusing everyone.
As we said.
But he just pushed the limits too. Like, and after that situation that happened
Yeah.
on that weekend,
Well,
like
Well,
that's just
look,
too
let's
much.
move on to finally Jackson Topine.
That's worse.
The news had come out that he's ready to sue the Bulldogs for $4 million, and
$4 million.
That's a big sum.
Yeah,
I was a
big sum.
massive fan of Topine. You know,
yeah.
the passion he had for the club, the love he has for the club, and I still believe he does have that love for the club. But when you're coming out to sue a club because of wrestling NRL players in your club, when you were the player that was running late to a training session, and we all know running late to whether it's a game or training session is massive in the NRL. Like, it's not acceptable. You're
Yeah.
going to get punished, and
Yeah,
that
of
was
course.
his punishment. And to come out and say you want to sue the Bulldogs, that's just a joke. Like, I respect him so much. I love him so much as a player.
Yeah.
But now to see what he's doing, like, that's really pissed me
It
off.
is a joke. And you know what's ironic? We thought this guy was our next captain.
Yeah,
we
that's-
thought
that's
this
the
guy
point,
was
yeah.
going to take the
Yeah.
Bulldogs into a new generation. We always, even on the podcast last year when we first started
Yeah.
up, this guy's got the heart of the Bulldogs. He's got what the old Bulldogs had. That's what we always used to say. And back to my point, it's so ironic that this has come out now that, you know, look, I don't know how he's doing mentally. We're treading on a fine line here.
Yeah.
Because I can't speak on that. We can't
Yeah.
speak on that.
Yeah.
But about the situation, as I look at it from an outside perspective, it is a joke, man. Like, you should get punished for coming late to training. And if you got to wrestle 30 blokes, that is the punishment. And then a lot of journalists, a lot of ex-players have said, look, we've
Yeah.
been done hard by like even 10 times that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, back in the days, yeah.
Just to read a quote from
Braithen Nasta said something. too.
Braithen Nasta.
Yeah.
So he was like, this is a standard procedure at every club. The NRL need to get involved in this, and they need to support the Bulldogs on this. He goes on to say, because if every player who was put through the same thing as Jackson would sue their respective club, we'd had court cases and litigation throughout every club. So he's basically saying this is happening to every single club.
Yeah.
They push their player to their limits to see what they're really made of. You know, you're getting punished because he's coming late. This is happening at every club, like Panthers, like Storm,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
whatever.
they all do, yeah.
So like this going to court, this is going to shake up the league.
And
Yeah.
and that just shows the generation we live in. These young players aren't willing to go the extra mile. They want everything given to them. Even Ronaldo said in an interview with Piers Morgan, he goes, when I was growing up as a football player, I used to learn from every single player that was up there, that was better than him. He used to take note from every single one of them. But then when he was a leader, when he came back to Man United, none of the young kids wanted to listen to him. They think they all knew how to do it. And back on Topine, I think he's maybe felt that he's not getting the game time he deserves. Like he looks at, for example, Blake Wilson getting game time. Who else? Hayes Perham getting play time, and I understand maybe that frustration might be adding to it because again he never got a chance to really show what he's made of, and
Yeah.
I guess that's a build up, but still there's no excuse for coming out to sue the club. Joey, what do you reckon?
I'm going to give you a different angle.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. He's a rookie. 21 years old, yeah? How many games had he played?
He's probably only had a few
About-
games.
handful.
About
Only a
10,
few.
10
Yeah.
15 games.
Maybe 10 games,
Right.
I'll say.
So he's still he wasn't seen as a senior,
Yeah.
right? So he's still in that phase of his career where he's looking at these older players, you know, like whether it was Jackson, whoever his forward pack is,
Yeah.
right? He's looking up at them like, wow, I used to watch these boys, you know? He's probably still in that surreal moment that he can't believe that he's part of this group, right? I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate here, right? Was he really late? Was he?
That's the big question mark.
No, because we're getting information from
100%.
mainstream media,
Yeah.
right? Do you actually know what happened that day?
That's what I told Samuel.
See, that's
the
why
other day.
we're seeing it from, as I said, an outside perspective. I'm saying it for as it is.
But apparently he was 15 minutes. He arrived 15 minutes before training actually starts. So what's late?
That's what
Yeah.
you said. I told Samuel that exactly a week ago. No, a couple of days ago when the news came out. I said there's a reason for him to be suing the club. Because I said this guy
there's
loves the
something
club.
there. There's something there.
Yeah.
This guy loves the club so much. And I honestly think he would not sue the club if there was no particular reason for it. So again, what you were saying, I honestly think there's more to this than what we know.
There is.
Yeah.
I
There,
honestly think
And
so.
no one knows what's the story
there
behind.
is more.
And
There
like
is-
even
there
like,
is more.
like with the wrestling situation, did the boys? How did the team feel about it? Did they want to do it?
No, but-
like, did they want to wrestle the guy? Like, are they just doing it because they're taking orders from Ciro?
Okay,
You know?
so I know 7 players,
Yeah.
right, that were supporting him, right, ended up getting the flick.
Well,
So seven players. Sorry, did I say supporters?
No,
7 players.
Yeah.
players
Oh, that was supporting him.
supported,
Yeah.
yeah.
7 players that actually stood by him and said, no, this is wrong,
Yeah.
ended up getting the flick,
Wow.
right? And again, all right, there's one thing in getting punished,
Yeah.
right? But were we actually there to see how this punishment was carried
Yeah.
out? Because there's a difference between punishment
100%.
and humiliation.
Yeah.
Was he humiliated?
It is degrading.
Right?
It
No.
is, yeah.
Punishment's not degrading.
But you're saying
Right?
as in
But
like,
how was it acted out?
yeah.
You know,
See, that's what we
were
don't
the
know.
guys
That's
standing there
exactly
calling
how
him
it
a
felt.
bitch?
Yeah.
And don't forget, I know you said he's a man. You know, he's
Yeah.
adulthood, 21 years old.
Yeah.
But sorry, in that environment, a 21-year-old is a rookie.
But sorry, Joey.
Right?
You're signing up to play first grade.
I get it. I
But
get
like,
all that.
age doesn't have to be
all
a
right,
factor.
But I get that. But sorry, there's an 18-year-old, all right, like in the Brisbane fullback. What's his name?
Reece Walsh.
Reece Walsh,
Yeah.
right? He's a 20-year-old freak.
Yeah.
Right? He's in his prime. He's a pretty boy.
Yeah,
All the
yeah.
girls want him. He's a Origin winning fullback. He's playing in the NRL. Let me ask you, do you think that guy's got any mental demons? Probably
Bro,
not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, everything's going for him.
But my
Right? Age doesn't mean anything,
my
Bill.
thing, Joey,
no,
is-
but my point, let me finish
Yeah,
my
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Right? So there could be a 40-year-old, more mature, more wiser, you know, a successful businessman that has depression.
yeah.
It doesn't mean because the guy's 40 and lived life and has lived experiences that he can't get depression.
Yeah.
And because he's young, a 21-year-old, age, don't mention age to me. He's 21, right?
Yes,
In my eyes, he's a rookie.
correct.
He's a rookie, cuz.
All right.
He is a rookie, bro.
But look. As I said, I don't want to talk about his mental health. Like fair. Like
But
I don't
why
wanna,
not?
But no. Like it. But
mental health is
I don't
important.
have a position to. I'm not him, so I don't know
No, but
what's
now,
going
yeah,
through.
but
his,
again-
but my thing is, if you're
get what you're
one
saying.
second, if you're a team,
Yeah.
you're a team. They always say you got to play for each other. You're all one. At the end of the day, you are all one. You're on that field together. If one person stuffs up, that's on everyone.
Yeah.
So by this person, Jackson, coming in late to training, that stuffs up everyone. What is the message saying?
Supposedly.
Supposedly, allegedly. So what is the message saying if because he's 21 years old and a rookie, if he's getting special treatment? And
No. It's not about
But I'm
special
just saying,
treatment.
like,
All right,
it's
get
all-
punished.
it has
All
to be the same.
I said it to you on the phone about 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Okay. In wrestling, have you physically? You all have. You
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
it. You live
Yeah.
it. You breathe it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. As an ex-rugby league player, right, where I've done wrestling drills, brother, I tell you, after 2 minutes of wrestling, you
You're
are
gone.
gassed.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah?
bro.
I bet you would be. Yeah,
Okay.
Knocked out, yeah.
It's reportedly said that he wrestled 30 players.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
Right? And I went through the minutes with you.
Yeah.
Let's say an average wrestle goes for 1 minute, right?
Correct. Yeah.
30 minutes of wrestling.
But we weren't there, right? So let's give whoever was there the benefit of the doubt, right? Let's say each wrestle went for 30 seconds, right? 15 minutes of consecutive wrestling, yeah? Where most of it was probably done with him on the bottom.
Yeah.
Because
He's tired.
after you're gassed, right, and fatigued,
And don't
you
forget-
ain't winning that wrestle.
And don't
yeah.
So
forget
he
he's
got
small.
manhandled, bro,
He's
for
small
10
too.
minutes.
So what do you
Broke. So you know what that done, cuz? You know what that done?
Yeah.
That they broke him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you need to be careful, bro. There's one thing and bro, you're
Yeah.
talking to a coach.
Yeah, 100%.
You know my story.
Yes, 100%.
You know how hard I was on my boys.
Yes.
Yeah. And I turned them from not winning a game to winning a grand final.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct, yes.
But I had to walk a fine line, right, to make sure I didn't break these kids.
No, that's right.
So whenever I was hard on them, right, it's like they call it the positive sandwich, right? You start off with where people are going wrong with negative feedback,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And
Right?
judgmental.
Or you
feedback
start.
as well.
It starts off with positive feedback. Then you go to the crust of the issue, the main meat of the sandwich. But I need you to improve in areas A, B, C, D. That's the middle of the sandwich. That's where you do your punishment. But then, what's on the bottom of a sandwich? Isn't it the sliced bread? So you
Yeah.
got positive, negative, positive. Did they end that training session with a positive?
No.
No.
Did they come up and say to him, bro, heads up, right? Look, you know why you went through that, right? Go in, go get a shower, blah, blah, blah. Go with the boys, go
But-
grab a feed. Do we know, was there any of this? Right? And the other thing, why, when you talk training staff,
Yeah.
right? Why was Travis Tuma the only trainer that was mentioned by the mainstream media?
I don't know.
Why? All right, before this, did you know who Travis Tuma was?
No.
Did you know who Travis
No,
Tuma was?
no
Did you
idea,
two
to be
know?
honest. No.
Right? That is why he's been thrown under a bus, which I'm not happy about because my brother and his mates, right? Travis is a close friend to them.
Yeah.
They've grown up. I played footy with Travis's younger brother, right? Why was he made the scapegoat? And all of a sudden, we're defending Travis Tuma. Where's the rest of the coaching staff? Because there was a couple of other big name players, right, that were reportedly there smashing Topine, right, while he was getting punished. Why haven't those names been mentioned? Why was Travis Tuma the only name mentioned and the Bulldogs came out and said, we're going to defend Travis Tuma? Hang on a second. The lawsuit's not just coming after Travis Tuma. It's coming after 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I agree with you, because there's a way of being punished. And especially, like you said, he's a rookie. And again, I personally believe this would have destroyed him, like you said. He would have been depressed down. Imagine being like you in front of your whole mates and that being Look, there's a way of being punished. I honestly think wrestling isn't the way. I think there's a way, say, I don't know, you won't get paid the whole week this week missing training, or you don't play this game the next 2 games.
How about all the other players from all the other 17 clubs that do this? Why aren't they speaking out and saying,
But do they do wrestling?
Okay,
yeah, look, I don't know if that is their punishment, but they do wrestling. So look, I don't want to shit on Jackson because I actually like the guy and I care for his mental health. When you talk about mental health, that's a big bloody thing.
Mental health is
everyone
like the
goes
biggest
through it.
thing.
But I'm saying I don't think Bulldogs had any ill intention. They broke him. They wanted to see what he's made of, and they wanted to punish him for what he did. But at the same time, I don't feel like there was that ill intention for the Bulldogs to hurt this guy or humiliate this guy.
I don't. Obviously not, Bill.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because it's gone too far.
Because there's a way.
Topine, too far.
He's probably spewing as well. Like, he doesn't play matches, and for a player that does not play matches for the whole year, he's getting chosen over. He's getting being chosen by Alamoti's getting chosen over him.
Yeah, that's what I noticed last year.
Topine's been working 2 years before that, trying to earn his spot into his team, which he deserved to be in that squad. And every time he got selected, he was playing centre, and that's not his position. Yeah, exactly. And he got exposed on that left-hand side, and it affected him.
Set up to fail.
Exactly, man. And that's why it was, again, there's many ways of punishment, and wrestling isn't the answer.
Yeah, I know, but this is why last year he didn't play that much games. Like how you said to us, how many games did he play? He must have played at least 10 games. But
after this incident, obviously he wasn't picked.
Exactly.
I'm talking before
the whole behind the scenes.
Before this whole saga occurred.
You
know, he wasn't like a fully fledged NRL player.
Yeah,
that's right.
He was still finding his feet. Yeah,
he's finding ways to get to that level.
No offense. Everyone wants to sit there and defend the club, right? And again, this is not an attack on the Bulldogs. I'm a Bulldogs junior.
Yeah.
I played my representative footy for the Dogs, right?
Yeah.
Even though I don't go for them, I love the club. I'm not attacking them. I'm just saying, because you know what mental health means to me.
Yeah.
Mental health is so important.
100%. It is.
I just believe that they've taken it to a point where I don't think they had control, and they've actually lost any control they had. And they didn't think it was going to go this far. A comment was just put up here.
Yeah.
Right?
What'd they say?
And it makes so much sense. And I'm going to throw this at you.
Okay.
Right? What's your biggest passion? Say wrestling?
Yeah.
And you boys just come off an awesome wrestling event that you were actually involved, you were in the ring and whatnot. You guys have lived and breathed wrestling.
That's true, yes.
Okay.
Correct.
You train your whole life to be a wrestler, a pro wrestler. Yeah?
Correct, yeah.
You get signed by WWE.
The biggest promotion
The biggest promotion in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you're in the mix with your Cody Rhodes. Sorry, I'm not a wrestling fan. But your Drew McIntyres and your Cody Rhodes. Yeah. You're actually now mixing with these people.
Yeah.
You fuck up. WWE says, right, you got to do punishments. You were late to training. Yeah? How much would you have to go through to walk away from a WWE contract that you lived and breathed your whole life, and it was your dream as a kid, and you used to watch it, and you wanted to be there. Now you're there. You finally made it. You're there. Yeah? Then you get punished, right? How much would it have to take for you to walk away from a contract like that?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Take a lot.
How much would it have to take?
Yeah.
This kid, and you're talking to someone that grew up to wanting to play grade.
Yeah.
My whole life, up until the age of 24 years old, I actually thought it was still a reality. There was still a chance of me making it, right? I ask myself, how much would it have taken me that from the age of 6 years old to play first grade? I'm now there. I'm now wearing the Bulldogs trackies, the emblem, the singlets.
The
I'm
whole
going to
lot, the
Belmore
whole lot,
Sports
yeah.
Ground. I'm training. We're traveling on the team bus, in a plane, wherever I go. Hey, Joey, signature.
Yeah.
And, you know, like the way Bashara had signed autographs, right? Yeah. You got all that now.
Yeah.
And then for me to say, oh, fuck this, I'm done, after 15 NRL games.
Yeah.
You have to ask yourself what actually went on for this kid that has lived and breathed NRL his whole life for him to say, fuck it, I'm done.
No, you're right. You raised a good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it is. Like, as you said, this is all he ever wanted to do. And look, I've said it. I think I've said it 3 times. We don't know exactly. We're just seeing it from the outside of it. We just look, at the end of the day, we're just idiots that run a podcast. What do we know, bro? Like, we don't want it, like, you know. But, like, when you... when you sign up for that sort of thing with first grade, I feel like you have to do what the team, what your coach says, and what the rest of the team would be doing.
I'm not saying you're idiots, Bill.
No. I'm saying
I'm
just
giving
saying,
you just a different perspective.
No.
Because we don't know what actually happened.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know.
behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
we just
Because
run a
all we
podcast.
know
talk
is
about this.
NRL 360, and at the end of the day, cuz, who pays NRL 360 bills? Right?
NRL.
It's Fox,
Fox League.
The
right?
Fox, yeah.
Fox, who's the main sponsor for the NRL? Fox, right? So they're in bed with each other.
Yeah.
So NRL 360 aren't going to come out and say, yeah, Topine or Topine, whatever his name is, you go after him. Because at the end of the day, they're suing their missus.
Yeah.
That's right.
So if the NRL cop a hit, NRL 360 gets affected.
Yeah.
Foxtel gets affected.
And the
All
views.
the shareholders get
Yeah.
affected. Right? So, of course, they're going to come with this narrative that's going to sit there and back the Dogs.
Yeah.
But sorry, man, something dubious went on that day, right? For this kid to say, right, and it was actually reported. He said he came to training the next day, then he said, I need a week off. He took a week off, and for 3 months, the Dogs were messaging him and ringing him. They emailed him and sent him letters to his house, trying to say, when are you coming back, old mate?
Yeah.
Right, and he didn't return any of their phone calls or text messages.
And then back to your point, you're saying, like, that's all you ever wanted to do.
That's all you ever wanted to do.
Respond to the
How do
Bulldogs.
you go to not responding to an NRL club
The biggest
that
club.
was paying you?
Yeah.
And look, in their defense, they paid him for those 3 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even when he wasn't replying to them, to his text or phone calls, they were still paying him. The last thing they done was they sent him a letter to his house
Yeah.
because legally you need to hand something over to your postal address. It can't be a text or a phone call,
Yeah.
right? To finally say, this is your last chance. Get in touch with us or we're going to cut your payments off. And that's when they finally cut him off,
Yeah.
right?
So
You
they
got to
made that
ask
decision,
yourself, someone has done something wrong here. And let me tell you, bro, it ain't Travis Toomer.
Yeah.
There's been an old head in there, an ex-player. I don't know. I'm just,
No
again,
one knows who it is.
I'm playing devil's advocate here. But someone has been given the role of being the old school, scream at him and, you know, dogs of war and this is how we done it and blah, blah, blah. Someone has crossed the line. Someone's crossed the line.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine Seraldo saying you need to wrestle 30 of your players. That's not a punishment, cuz. That's stupidity.
It is.
You know what punishment is? Is give me 15 Malcolms. You know, give me 150 burpees.
Or like a
do
50
eight laps
laps.
of 8 laps of the park.
Yeah.
You know, do 100 hills.
No, you're right.
That's punishments that I'm used to as a player, that every player's used to. Or do
doesn't exceed
200
limits.
push-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
But to sit here and have Brave Finesse to say, oh, they must have been doing a wrestling class that day.
Yeah.
That's why
wasn't
his
that-
punishment was wrestling.
But wasn't that like? Didn't they used to do that back in the day? Like,
What?
because Andrew John said he never did the wrestling, but there was a few people on Channel 9, from my memory, that when I was watching, I don't know word for word what they were saying, but they're like they've copped it that hard back in the day when they were late.
Sorry,
training.
bro.
No, Joey.
Look, I never played NRL.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'll make that disclaimer
Yeah, yeah.
before anyone wants to come at me.
Yeah.
But when I was in the junior system,
Yeah.
right? So development squad, SG Ball, Harold Matthews, 2 SG Ball years, a Jersey Flegg year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whenever someone, and as a coach,
Yes.
right? Whenever I made a mistake as a player, or my boys made a mistake when I was coach, guess what happens?
Everyone cops the punishment.
The whole team gets
Yeah.
punished.
Yeah.
Because it's a team sport.
And
It is.
that's what I said.
Right?
Yeah.
Never. No, it's not. It's not in rugby league culture for one kid to get punished and get watched by the whole team.
Maybe
That's
it
not
was
a culture.
No, that's
maybe
not a
it
culture,
was.
bro.
Maybe it was a lot. Maybe it was too much, and we don't know a lot
Look,
about the situation. But I feel that punishment is valid to a certain extent.
Yeah, look, I understand, but Joey, to your point, how you said about punishment. When I used to play footy back in the days, I remember my old coach, there was Hassan and Ahmed. You know our punishment every week that we've lost a game? Like when we versed Greenacre, Tigers, Bankstown Bulls, Chester Hill Hornets. You know what they used to make us do? We used to run around the whole field, push-ups, sit-ups, squats.
Yeah, but
yeah,
as
like
a team.
As a team. That it wasn't one
Like
individual.
even my boys now.
Yeah.
Even my boys. I'm coaching the under 11s team.
Yeah.
One of them drops the ball.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you, right? If that kid drops the ball, he's 10 years old, right? Listen to me carefully, bro. 10 years old, he drops the ball. I get him, right? Not to wrestle the boys. I get him to do 50 push-ups while his teammates are standing around watching him. Does that bond the team? Does that unite a team? All you're doing is you're breaking one individual. You're embarrassing him.
Yes.
You're killing his confidence. You think that kid's not going to drop another ball? Fucking oath he is.
It probably will.
Yeah.
Because when the ball's coming at you and you're thinking, I can't drop it, right? Guess what's going to happen?
You're gonna
You're
drop
going to
it.
drop
You're going
it,
to drop it, yeah.
right? When I rally the boys around, say, all right, boys, everyone, down and give me 50.
Yeah.
Because
One
Anthony dropped the ball. So we're all doing it together, right?
Yes.
They do the punishments together. They all stand up. All right, Anth, no worries, bro. You've got this. If anything, it picks up the morale of the team, right? This one-on-one bullshit is not a culture of rugby league. And if it is, bro, if it has snuck in, and I said I haven't played NRL, maybe it is a culture in the NRL.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. But let me tell you, if it is, fucking get rid of it fast, because this ain't going to be the
And then
first
back to Braith-
and last lawsuit.
Yeah.
And back to Braithen Nasser's point, if this goes to the High Court or whatever, and he actually, gets what he wants. Now, every single club in the NRL, I think I said this earlier, every single club in the NRL is going to change what they've been doing because this is a thing in the NRL.
But I'm glad. You know what? If it is a culture bill, then I'm glad this lawsuit's happened because it does need to change. Because you know what, bro? You know what? Is anyone talking about the South second rower that committed suicide last year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
what's his name again?
Turner?
Turn on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Anyone talking about it?
No one never talked about it.
No one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's what we said about the previous week about suicide. How we said
That's what we were talking
Yeah,
about. But
how we
no
said the highest
no one
rate.
gives a fuck.
no one cares about that.
They
bro.
get what they want from them.
It's
They're a dollar value to them. They want to
Yes.
make money from them.
Yes.
The minute they retire, they don't care what happens to them
They
after
just
it.
all worry about
Hey,
money.
yeah, you're right.
But they don't care about mental
So
health
let's
and
worry.
suicide.
All right, let me tell you something. There was a Manly junior in the juniors a couple of years ago. He
Yes.
died in off season.
Yeah.
Right?
I heard that story
Yeah.
too.
How do you know? Do we know how he died?
No.
Wasn't it?
Was it
suicide.
like? Was it
Wasn't it a motorcycle
accident?
No, he died at training, brother.
Oh, did he?
He died at
my
training.
bad. Yeah, that's right. Heat stroke or something.
Was he pushed during off-season training? Because let me tell you, like I said, I played rep footy.
Yeah.
I've had off-season training
Yes.
where we've gone to the sand dunes in Cronulla and been absolutely flogged, right?
Yeah, and that's the hardest.
Was he
intense
pushed
training.
to his limits?
We
Did
don't
the
know.
club kill him? We don't know.
Exactly. No one knows.
What if Tapani went and hung himself 2 weeks after this occurred? Is that when people want to wake up? When this kid, he's a kid, bro. He's 21. You're a kid, bro. Sorry, Bill.
Yeah.
I know you like to think you're a man.
Yeah.
You guys are kid. Because if you were ever to have a drama, as a 39-year-old, right, I'll be like, you sit the fuck down. I'll look after it for you.
Yeah.
Because in my eyes, and I don't no disrespect to yous, no, I'm not saying you're kids as you can't think for yourself.
No. Yeah, we get
in
you,
my eyes, as a 21-year-old, you still need to be defended, bro.
Yeah.
Who stood up for this kid that day?
Nobody.
Well, apparently 7 players did, and they got the sack.
Well, there you go.
But we'll be having a different conversation if this guy offed himself because of what happened. I'm glad he has a strong support system at home.
Yeah.
I've seen photos with his missus flying around. So obviously he's got a rock standing next to him. I hope he gets the support he needs because this could have ended differently.
Yeah, I
You
know.
want to talk about 4 million? Fuck 4 million.
Make a double.
If 4 million is going to make you learn your lesson, pay the 4 mil and learn your lesson, right? Not have this kid off himself and then we start talking about, what can we do better? Anyway, I'm done.
You nailed it on the head. No, you're right, man. Honestly, we hope nothing for the best for Jackson going forward, man. Like mental health, as we said, is a very important thing, especially in today's age, day and age. But yeah, man, nothing. We wish you, the best of luck, going forward, man. Like hopefully you get better, man. Like it's a tough thing going forward.
Tough situation.
It is tough, but that's a wrap up for League Talk for this week. We rambled on for quite a while, actually.
Wrestle Talk now.
Now let's move on to some Wrestle Talk.
Sorry, guys. This
it's all good.
It's all good.
when Joey Maroon's on the podcast, 45 minutes usually goes for an hour and 20 minutes.
No, but moving on.
Sorry for talking too much, boys.
No, it was a mad conversation.
Pleasure being here.
All right, moving on to some Wrestle Talk. We're first of all going to talk about the draft 2024 that happened on SmackDown. So first of all, the first four drafts that happened was SmackDown drafted Bianca Belair, Raw drafted Jey Uso, SmackDown drafted Carmella Hayes, and Raw drafted Seth Rollins.
I was happy about that, Carmella Hayes.
That's good.
Yeah.
He deserves that main roster spot. You see the match he had against Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, that was a good main event.
Yeah,
that
was a very good match.
Look, I'm happy that he achieved in NXT, like with that. With the storyline that he built up with Trick Williams, like all those years that he was like with Trick Williams together, that was like a very good how can I say it?
Good storyline.
Like it was a good storyline how they were together.
Yeah,
they formed like a little faction together.
Yeah,
Then
a team.
When it came towards like championship level, he won the North American Championship NXT.
Yeah.
I think he did win the NXT championship.
Yeah, he did.
He did, but it was only a short period of time.
Yeah.
I think he's got a bright future.
Yeah, he's got a bright future.
And
but
he's really good.
I love his heel character.
Yeah,
It's him. Like
the rest of the picks.
Not
Yeah.
the best.
Jey Uso does
remains
deserve
the
it.
same.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair. She's tag team with
Jade Cargill,
Yeah.
yeah. And she's the first one, handpicked.
It was a waste of a as you're gonna go.
That was
through
the first round.
That was
Yeah,
the
it was
first
the
one.
first
round.
What was the second round?
So SmackDown got Randy Orton. Pretty simple.
yeah,
He's
he's the
staying
best,
there. Raw drafted Braun Breaker. That's a good
yeah,
one.
he's going to step up, bro.
Yeah,
Braun
yeah.
Breaker's going to kill it in Raw, man.
I reckon soon he'll get a chance at
championship.
Sami Zayn's title. I reckon.
But
Maybe.
they just can't build him into a Brock Lesnar or a Goldberg.
No,
You can't copy that blueprint. You can implement it.
Yeah.
You can implement some ingredients from it, but he's got to be his own character, which he has been in NXT. But big things are going to come from Braun Breaker.
Bro,
But-
he's young.
but
He's
his-
the speed
His
on him.
speed has
man.
him.
Oh my
When he
gosh.
goes on the turnbuckles,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, and even when he spears you, like,
No, but
you're
that's a good draft
Yeah.
for Raw. SmackDown, you got Nia Jax
Drafted,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's
Yeah, she
drafted,
attacked
and
Bayley,
Raw got
actually.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
That's right.
So again, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, I'm pretty sure they
And
swapped.
what's the third?
The third one was SmackDown drafted LA Knight.
Yep.
He stays there. Raw drafted
Yeah.
Ricochet.
Yeah.
SmackDown drafted Sikoa, Tonga, and Heyman.
Tonga,
and
I
Raw
can't wait for it,
drafted
man.
Sheamus. Now Sheamus is back on Raw, which is
Yeah.
good to see. What do you reckon's going to happen with Sheamus? Like,
I
so
hope he
what's
goes back
storyline?
into shape. Because
I want to. Oh yeah. Okay,
I'm
continue,
saying, like, I hope he gets back into
He'll
shape.
get into shape. He'll get
Because you
into
know how
shape.
Drew McIntyre was roasting him
Burger,
about
yeah.
burger after burger after
Yeah.
burger. Like,
Because I think
Yeah.
the reason why he's not in shape is he came early into
Yeah, we
the
spoke
ring.
about that
actually
last
said
we
that,
spoke
yeah.
about that
Yeah.
he did.
recently. Said, but yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I
what
might have
happens
to,
with
the
Sheamus.
draft wasn't the best.
It wasn't
Like,
the best.
A lot of wrestlers stayed in there.
There's still more to come.
Still,
Yeah.
next week will be the final.
The
Raw's-
final, but
Raw's
they were
always
saying that
good.
Reigns that he's going to go head to Raw very
No,
soon.
no, no.
Not
No,
yet,
no.
but like till he
No,
returns.
he withdrew.
He withdrew from. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
He's
they're
saying when
saying
he
that he will
retires,
go
he
Raw.
was as
He's
like
going to
a
go
free-
Raw very soon.
Maybe as like a free agent type.
Is
Yeah,
that-
free agent thing.
Is
Yeah.
that a rumor number 100 for you?
No, it's no number one handpick. Like he's going to go to Raw.
Okay, moving
But because
on.
I know what they're doing because
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
storyline of the
Yeah.
bloodline.
But,
I know where
just
they're.
last thing with Sheamus, I want
Yeah.
to see him. I want to see him contend for that World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah,
man.
Of
Like,
course.
just remember when he
Well, he
him
said
and
it.
Cena?
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
Well, he said about he's saying that he's eyeing on Intercontinental to become a Grand Slam, and then maybe he retires later.
good.
Maybe
He
I
deserves
don't know.
another world title.
He does.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He
so we
does.
got a draft again on tomorrow on Monday Night
We're gonna
Raw,
find
which will
out.
be good.
Oh, when this is uploaded or
when this
whatever.
upload will be, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Drew McIntyre has re-signed apparently a new deal for WWE, which is massive news for them.
Yeah.
Personally, I think he's such a good wrestler, man.
He
Drew
is.
McIntyre is one of my
I love
favorites.
his
There was talks of him being
Yeah.
on his way out of
Yeah,
WWE.
Yeah, I heard
That's
those
right.
So
after Mania.
The
I
Rock
heard.
actually
Convinced him.
convinced him and
Yeah.
convinced TKO, convinced WWE to re-sign him,
Yeah.
and he wanted to re-sign, and he ended up gifting him a sword.
He's
Yeah, I
such
saw
a
that,
great
yeah.
asset to the business, man.
He is.
Him and Seth Rollins have been carrying Monday Night Raw for a while now.
For like 8 months.
And
literally.
Cody Rhodes. And
Since
Cody
Rollins
Rhodes, of
won the
course.
world
Those
title.
three, they have been
Yeah.
phenomenal. That storyline with him and CM Punk, his promo skills has developed so much.
He's actually killing
He's
it,
so
yeah.
much good. The roasting. And he's got a bit of more freedom when he's on that ring, talking with the
That's
way he
right.
wants to, not scripted.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah.
it's good to see. And I can't wait to
And
see what the future
what's
holds
good,
for him.
like after that WrestleMania, how again he got his moment, but then didn't get his
It
moment.
just cut short by Punk, yeah.
And like sometimes you think as a fan, from a fan point of view, you think,
Yeah.
oh, is he gonna, that's it, end ties with him? He's not getting
Yeah.
that moment. But if The Rock's telling you to stay, The Rock's probably convince him. Look where WWE is going. Look how good.
He's got confidence
Look
in
at
him,
the
yeah.
viewership. WrestleMania got the most views
Yeah.
ever in WrestleMania history.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
all probably got into his head, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave this business. I want to be a part of this
course.
new era. So
Yeah.
again, I think the fact that WWE is in such a good position now,
Yeah.
that's the reason why, again, he signed that new deal.
A
And don't
100%.
forget, he was the main guy in lockdown too with
Yeah.
Roman Reigns.
Exactly, yeah.
It was like mainly them
And Bobby
two,
Lashley.
Brock
Yeah,
Lesnar,
but
Bobby Lashley.
when he got his moment that he won the world title, bro, he actually had that best moment of his whole career.
Yeah.
Because when he was young, when he became Intercontinental
Yeah.
Champion, you know how many doubt he
Yeah,
had in
yeah.
his life. Like everyone
That's why
was
he left
doubting
the
him.
business.
No one didn't know who he was. He was only young. Like he was probably in the early 20s, and that's why Vince McMahon didn't have that confidence in him. That's
was
why they
immature
released
still.
him, and then he went to the Indies for a
Came
couple
back.
of years to get his
Confidence up.
his confidence back, to build his steam back up.
And,
He's energized too.
And that's another thing. Like he originally left the WWE, went to the indie scene, and then came back to WWE. And imagine he had
Yeah.
left the WWE
Again.
again. What does that say as a company? A company that
Teaches him a big lesson.
had treasure in their hands, had gold in their hands, and didn't utilize him to the best
That's right.
of his ability.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, could have used him to his maximum potential.
Exactly.
Which we're seeing right now with that, with the whole
100%.
storyline with the World Heavyweight Championship.
Of
With
course,
CM Punk now.
but
With
yeah,
CM
but
Punk
on
and-
one point as well, like because with the like I said about how he suffered a lot and how he had a lot of doubt, but don't forget he went with a few factions as well, didn't go his way too. I think it was just a waste.
As much as I like him as a babyface, I honestly think he's a better heel.
Yeah, he is.
I think because what I was saying about his promo skills, he can roast a lot of these
Yeah, he
wrestlers.
does.
CM Punk, what he's done in the last couple of months has been incredible, and it's good to
Absolutely.
see that it's a new character of Drew McIntyre, which we haven't seen.
In
I think in
long
his
time, yeah.
WWE career, he's normally a babyface.
He's gonna get his world title back
Yeah,
for
he'll
sure
get it,
very
he'll get it,
soon. We don't know when.
He'll get it soon.
Yeah.
Now, Vince McMahon, he's been someone who's been in the WWE for many
He's been
years.
decades and decades for sure.
He's basically
Over 6
started
or 7 years, yeah.
But he's now sold the final TKO shares for 776 million, and even more.
That's close to $1
so
billion.
that ends his
So that's
50-year
it.
tie with WWE.
The Vince McMahon era
Era
is
is
finished.
finished,
It's
done.
finished. It's done. Write
done.
it off.
That's it,
Vince
you gotta let
McMahon
it
is
go.
done. That's it. It's the Triple H, Paul Levesque era, whatever this era's called.
That's what it's called
it. He
now.
sold all his shares. You know, this,
That's what Paul Heyman said. He said now we're in Paul Levesque's era. So
Yeah, and that's it. There's allegations ended him.
Exactly.
It's it. It's done. Look, man. He served WWE well. You
Very
can't
well.
discredit
Of
Vince
course.
McMahon for what he's done.
he's done everything for him, man.
He is the reason why pro wrestling is at its peak,
finest,
peak
yeah.
right now. You know,
Of course.
he's building up stars like Hulk Hogan, the Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Undertaker.
The Rock's, Undertaker.
Kane, all the
All
list
these
goes
legends,
on and on.
He
You know?
is the reason for that.
And he
so
brought
you
all the-
can't. And I hate when people discredit him because of these allegations
Yeah.
right
Of
now.
course.
You can't look past him, man.
But you know, because he's had a lot of success too, and he's the one that built all the storylines and
Yeah.
friendship with all the wrestlers and the management, even behind the scenes too. Like I know he's done a very good
He's
job.
basically the reason why WWE is great.
He was the face,
He-
like that time.
you
Yeah,
you see it like this. He got in John Cena.
Yes.
He got in The Rock. He
Yes.
got in everyone.
Yeah.
So that's why he's the reason to why.
yeah,
Again, WWE is great. We can't forget what he did, regardless of what
Yeah, I know,
what's
I
happened
know.
recently.
yeah.
You got to thank him.
Of course, and I don't know if you saw that promo with John Cena and Vince McMahon in the ring when John Cena said that when Stone Cold was in WWE, he left. The Rock left. Then Triple H left.
Yeah,
Who was
I've
the
seen
one
that.
Who
Yeah.
was the one that stayed the whole beyond the ground? It was John Cena.
Yeah.
He stood right next to John Cena, and you remember when he said, "You want ruthless aggression?"
Yeah.
John Cena was the man.
Yeah.
But,
John Cena was the man that
any
took everything.
last words?
No, but you expand the world again.
We-
He's the
we-
reason.
yeah.
Quickly, what's your best moment of Mr. McMahon?
Vince McMahon.
Vince
Oh,
McMahon.
you're putting me on the spot now.
For me,
You're
I'm going
talking-
to talk about a funny moment.
Yeah,
Is when,
me
of
too.
course, John Cena and Batista
went out of the ring both time accidentally, and then
Yeah.
he came in, and then of course he got injured. That's a
Yeah.
funny moment for me.
Maybe when he tear his quads, he tore his quads.
Yeah.
Maybe when he tore his quads, I reckon.
okay,
More
okay.
funny moment when he was in the hospital, Stone Cold starts
yeah.
breaking
Oh,
his
that
leg
was a
and
good
he
one. That
and he
was a
gets
good
the
one.
thing and he starts bashing his
Duh.
feet. It was back in '98.
Yeah,
back
yeah,
in
yeah.
On top of
98.
my head, probably the WrestleMania when that fail of a stunner from Stone Cold.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
bad.
Because he's too old. He couldn't sell it.
But
Yeah,
thank you
so-
for your service, Vince McMahon. But moving on, man. Now, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles is set for Backlash now.
Yeah, yeah.
They just had their little contract signing.
Yeah.
Now, how does the storyline isn't as good as that
At its fine,
bloodline?
yeah, it's not the best.
As that bloodline storyline. So now, what does WWE do to engage that audience a bit more into
I
the
think
storyline?
you bring Randy Orton, man.
Randy Orton heel.
Yeah, I think so.
But I just don't think someone. People love Randy Orton. Someone as good as him and a legend he is now. Like, of course, it's wrestling. Like, they could turn heels, but I just don't see fans hating on him anymore.
Yeah, because he wants
You
to
know,
stay
like, I
babyface.
just-
That's
Legend,
why.
that's it.
He's a legend.
He is a legend, but again, when there's a
Hey, no,
storyline,
hold on.
When there's a
The
sto-
Rock. Everyone's
Exactly,
hating on The Rock.
When
Yeah,
there's a
not mentioned about
storyline,
The Rock.
people will go against him.
Yeah.
I think this is a perfect scenario. I think right now, again, the storylines that can build up. You can get Jey Uso in there against Cody Rhodes. Something they'll make something. But I think to make this championship, to make this storyline, Cody Rhodes, his story, he's beginning a new chapter. To make it great, you get Randy Orton in. I think that's going to be a perfect storyline, man. You can bring it back to Days of Legacy, related to that, and he can talk about just why he left Legacy, this and that. It makes sense for Randy Orton to be the next contender, and I think just put him heel.
Yeah, look,
heel
I know,
face.
because look, I know there's a lot of expectations, and I know there's a lot of build up to storylines with Cody Rhodes and that. But after like how Roman Reigns won the championship, and he had it for like 3-4 years straight, like 1,300 something
Yeah,
days.
something like that.
I said after when Cody Rhodes won that title, there has to be a big change. I understand that everyone's saying there's like speculations about The Rock could win the title next year at Mania. I don't think so. I want to see Cody Rhodes defending that title. I want to see new wrestlers winning that title to get an opportunity, because when you sign up for WWE, like how Joey said, when you sign that contract, you want to go reach
Reach
to
the
that
top.
milestone, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to become a champion.
Because, of course, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton are
Yeah.
on SmackDown.
They are.
So again, they are planning on something dealing with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton in the future.
Yeah.
Because again, they're on the same show. So
Yeah.
they have to build something around that.
Yes.
Because I honestly think Randy won't verse Logan anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's dead in the water. Maybe. It's, you don't know, but I think, again, best
we don't know,
option.
yeah, but I'm expecting, like, when you're in SmackDown and you're like the undisputed WWE champion, you want to see new like wrestlers like winning that title for the first
and
time.
you know what's
You know?
what's annoying is, like, people got to understand he just won the title.
He just did,
first time winning the title. Just give him time to
Yeah.
get used to it. Give him time to just, feel comfortable with it, because people are just hating on him right now.
There's a few,
For you go one stage, everyone wanting Cody, and then everyone saying get him out, like he's so boring. That's why Randy's the one to make
That's what I'm saying.
him a better
storyline,
character.
You can't, it's not going to click like that. The
takes
storyline's going
time,
to take time. AJ Styles is just a little, a practice warm up for him.
But he said
Then
he
he'll
wants to
start
win the title one more time, like before he retires
Who?
later.
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, but he's still hanging around.
He'll get his,
Because
he'll
Randy
get his
Orton,
run.
you can get more of matches in like main event cards
Yeah,
in
he
the
does.
next main event shows.
And he wants to beat Ric
Pay-per-views.
Flair's record as well.
When Julian, I spoke to him about
Yeah.
it. He goes, "Come on, you gotta admit that Cody's reign is so boring." But I said, "Bro, he's just literally."
What
just
is
won it.
wrong with that kid?
I'm saying,
I don't know, man.
He goes,
He's
Why
fine.
didn't we bring him on the podcast?
should
Let's
have.
do a little
I
debate
reckon
about
next
this.
week bring
No,
Julian
next
to the
week.
podcast.
No, I'm interested in what he's saying. I want him to finish. I want him to
So
finish.
he goes,
The cousins are brawling.
and I was telling him that he literally just had the title for a month.
He's only had it
Not
for
even
4
a month
weeks.
yet.
4
Hasn't been
weeks.
a month.
Wait, let him finish.
Okay.
Hasn't been a month yet, and he goes, "Nah, come on, you can't defend him like that. It's boring." But I said, "You can't judge it based on what's happening." I told him it's just gonna take time. Let him verse AJ Styles, and eventually it's gonna start to click. He's just a hater.
Well, so he's saying that
He's saying it's
He's a
boring.
Cody
He's
hater.
boring.
Yeah.
He's saying he's
this
not
is a
the
message to
title.
Julian and everyone that thinks the same as Julian. Like, what is wrong with you? Go get a life, because the bloke just won it. The bloke just gave you one of the greatest storylines.
WrestleMania.
in
WWE has pro wrestling has ever seen with
history,
the Bloodline
yeah.
and Cody Rhodes. He finished his story. What is every single main event he's going to be on pay-per-view after pay-per-view going to be? Is going to top that? No, it's not going to top it.
No.
Like, to be honest, AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes,
That's gonna be
it
good.
isn't the best, but hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's a
There's
good match.
something there.
Yeah.
Something with his dad, you know, that little substance.
Yeah.
with
History
Dusty
I told
Rhodes
you
and
about
AJ
last week,
Styles.
yeah.
There's something there, so it's not that dead in the water, but
Nah,
it's
but
not.
it's going to be a good match.
But Cody Rhodes is
Yeah.
not always going to have these banger matches, banger storylines.
Yeah.
He's going to like
It takes
give the
time.
bloke a break.
The
He
fans
just won the
the
title.
fans
I know.
wanted Cody to win the belt, and now they don't want it because
And,
what?
you gotta-
After of course, no Roman and The Rock
They're
has to be
just-
on the show.
yeah.
That, of course, they miss it because again they've been carrying the show. But again, give it time, and also he thinks we've had that debate us and Julian about. He thinks Roman's a goat.
I don't want to get there. I don't want to
That-
get there.
don't
But
go for that.
this
Yeah.
is the
Don't
this
go
is
for
the
that.
this is
Don't
the
go for that, man.
these are the
They all-
people. These are the people that acknowledge Roman Reigns. So
Yeah.
like they're always going to be haters.
And Cody Rhodes, like, I feel sorry for him because, again, I've said you can't just go from loving him to hate him. Now it just doesn't make sense.
That's pro wrestling for you.
Yeah, it's
It
annoying.
is.
Go look at John Cena.
Yeah, I
Go
know.
look at they
People
called him
hate-
Super Cena for
and then
so
they hate
long,
him.
and then they hated
They
him.
booed
Yeah,
everyone
They
booed him.
booed him out of the building.
Yeah.
I remember
That's wrestling
2012.
for you.
I
Yeah.
remember 2012 after when he
Wow.
lost against The Rock.
Yeah.
When Brock Lesnar came back, that's when they started building
Well-
John Cena, and that's when the storyline built it up every time.
Well, Julian,
You know your wrestling knowledge.
Of course
eh?
I do.
That was
Maybe
good
we'll
on
get
you.
him
I've
on
been
next
watching it
week,
for
yeah.
years. man.
WWE Encyclopedia.
Julian, book that day in. Come
Julian,
we'll get
next
you on.
week
Accept
you're on the
Bill's challenge.
podcast, mate.
Accept my challenge.
Yes.
We're gonna do a little debate. Yeah.
Is Roman or Cena the GOAT? yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, that's a wrap up to Wrestle Talk. Monday Night Raw tomorrow, so again, news might.
We'll find out
We'll
who's
find out
drafting out
tomorrow.
too.
And yeah, that's a wrap up for Wrestle Talk.
That's astonishing. It's absolute.
All right, guys, now back for some football talk. Not a lot of news in the football world, but again, we've got to look through the title race update with Man City and Arsenal. Going to go through Salah and Klopp with their heated argument and talk a bit about the Chelsea and Aston Villa game, if Chelsea were robbed. Now, Arsenal, as we know, won the North London derby. London is red. The score was 3-2. And then Man City, just after that game, had won 2-0 against Nottingham Forest. Spices up the title race. Arsenal 1 point in front. However, they have a game. Man City have a game in hand. So if Man City win that game, they go on to 2-point lead. So it's getting interesting. You look, the game against Tottenham, I think it was. Look, it shows that possession doesn't really win you the game because they had 60, somewhere around 60, and we were like 30% possession of the ball. But again, we were just more clinical. 3-0 at half time. You could have written it better, man. That story, 3-0, Saka. Again, the first player since Ian Wright to score both home and away games in the North London derby. Kai Havertz was outstanding. And I called it from the start. Kai Havertz is not a midfielder. When he first joined the club, he played striker against Manchester City in the Community Shield. And I saw glimpses of what he can produce when he's up front. But then, of course, I tried to put him in the midfield during the first half of the season, and it wasn't working. And people were making it as if it was a flop of a signing. And again, I stood by it. I said, he will come good. He's going to start performing well if Arteta puts him striker. And ever since then, he's scored 12 goals now this year. He's got a few assists under his name, and he has been phenomenal. Odegaard, not the best performance, but again, he controlled the game against Tottenham, made passes when he needed to, created a few good chances. But yeah, it's a massive win. Talking about Man City now. Again, Nottingham Forest had a lot of chances. Would miss like 3 good chances to at least get Man City, Nottingham Forest the at least 3 points or a point. That's all we need is City to drop points. And right now, it's looking that City will win the title. And again, I made that video about I honestly think City will win this league, and many fans said, "Oh, how can you do that? You're an Arsenal fan. You should back your boys." And again, I'm gonna back my boys. I believe we can go all the way, win our next 3 games. But again, it's just being realistic, and City are they know how to win games toward the end of the year. 4 goals, say 12 goals in the last 4. They scored now another 2. They're just unstoppable. I don't know what it's with this team that no one can stop them. Since the start of the year, we've won 16, drawn 1, and drawn lost. If you don't tell me that sort of stats cannot win you the league, that just shows what team we're up against, and that is Manchester City. Well, look, Arsenal, I believe, deserve it most this
Best
year.
team in the league,
But
by far.
you can't say Man City don't, because Man City have been dominant for many years.
Unbeaten in 19.
Best team in the world right now. 3 Premier Leagues in a row, and if they get the 4th, again, despite Arsenal being so good this year, even if Man City were not even the best this year, like they've been solid this year, but if they weren't, they were below solid. And winning the title for the 4th year in a row, you can't blame them because they have become a team where no matter who's up against them, like for example, Liverpool, 2 years they beat them by 1 point.
Back to back.
There was one season they had 98 points, Liverpool 97. What team goes on to get 97 points and doesn't win the league? Arsenal in the same position now. Arsenal are doing the best they can. They're pushing City right to the end. Will Arsenal win their next 3 games? I just think the United one is the bit of the doubt. Arsenal can, of course, win that 100% because the way we're playing, we're not the best. Arsenal can win that game. But Man City, they just know how to get it done. And I'm not saying Arsenal are no way out of it. They can still win it. All it takes is a slip. All
don't they drop one point?
All it takes if they get one draw, Arsenal in front. And Arsenal just got to do their bit. And the Aston Villa game did cost them because if they had won where
it's fine
would have
margins,
that taken
man.
it?
It's fine margins.
It is fine margins. So the title race is getting very interesting right now. It's going to go to the last game, I feel. It's given me Manchester United City, that 2012 one, and then City one on the last minute.
Imagine
something's going to happen.
Imagine it was another one where this time City slip up and Arsenal score last minute to win it.
It's going to be crazy.
Now, a team that's out of the title race now, not officially, mathematically they can still win it, but technically it's looking quite unlikely, is Liverpool.
Yeah.
And now they drew against West Ham 2-2. And again, there was a heated argument between him and Salah, and we've seen that a few times since his time at Liverpool, Salah. It happened last year, I'm pretty sure. It's happened a few times, and it's not a good look for Salah and Klopp, especially Klopp leaving the club at the end of the year. Salah not sure about his future. Do you see Salah at Liverpool next year with Klopp leaving? Is he trying to leave the club, especially what's happening now? And plus, he's been benched a few times since coming back from the AFCON. Yeah. Of course, maybe they keep an eye on the injuries, but again, with a player like Salah, you need to be starting it every single game because he knows how to score goals and he knows how to win you games.
I don't think it's about injuries because you're in the back end of the season where you need every player. You need them to play every game. Apparently, there's rumors saying a Saudi club has made a massive bid for him. He's leaving. Klopp's leaving, end of an era, and I think he'll leave. I don't see Salah staying back. He was going to leave this year, but he stayed. But yeah, I think it's the end of the road for Salah at Liverpool.
I could see Salah. Look, I think at the start of last year, you possibly see him joining Real Madrid. But now, most likely, Real Madrid will be trying to get Mbappe. Salah, I think Saudi Arabia is the best option. Lots of big player names there. You got Mane, Ronaldo there, Neymar, a bunch of big world-class players. And it's sad to see, of course not for you, but Liverpool, they've had an incredible reign under Klopp with great, incredible football. And when they had Mane, Firmino, Salah, a wonderful team to watch over the years. And they won one Premier League title under him, which is a good success. They fell short twice against Man City by 1 point. So yeah, it's a good reign comes to an end. It's not ending well the way Klopp wanted to. He's won a Carabao Cup, had a chance to win the Europa League, got knocked out, and now the Premier League is coming to an end. So yeah, the story is ending in a bad way.
Like, again, you got Klopp leaving, Salah's probably leaving, Van Dijk's running out of legs, he's getting old.
Still, he's had a good year this year.
He's been good, but not to the Van Dijk we know. So, again, do you think they might think of, starting to blend in a new
coaches coming in?
Coaches coming in. Alexander-Arnold's injury prone lately. That's affecting them. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson were once the best fullbacks in the game, potentially the world. So Liverpool
in the world.
Again, I think it's a rebuild for them. They've been struggling.
Quickly, let's talk about the Chelsea draw with Aston Villa. Aston Villa were leading 2-0 up. Chelsea called themselves back into the game until a last-minute goal they scored, which was overruled due to a little push at the back on, I think it was Diego Carlos. And yeah, for me personally, I think that was a very soft penalty. Of course, there's a nudge at the back, and I always refer this to the incident when I think was it Isak that scored against Arsenal or Wilson when Gabriel got pushed. But I think that's a different scenario for me. This, you could see forcefully pushed.
He pushed him.
Gabriel onto the floor. But when you look at this, I feel Diego Carlos, he was very he wasn't strong enough. I think he was just very loose and wasn't prepared to see what was behind him. I think that's the reason why I think that was a goal. It was the slightest of nudge which Diego Carlos overreacted, and I think they should have got that 3 point, and that could have helped them. Chelsea getting Europe football next season. I think it was very soft.
When you make contact,
it's a foul.
It's a foul, and there was a bit of force. You could see the movement and the way when he touched a player. Like, personally, I think it's the right decision. But again, I think it could have gone either way. And again, that's going to affect Chelsea's. They won't get Champions League, but they can get Europa League potentially, even Europa Conference League. So it's fine margins again, little things. We've seen it across the whole season, for many seasons actually, where the refs, there's decisions that are going against this team, against that team.
Because the players were against the ref after the game. Few issues with the refs and the players. Poch was trying to calm them down. Again, I refer to Carlos again. I just feel if he was more solid, if he was more commanding and looking who was around him, and if he got pushed, I think that's different. But I think because he wasn't aware of his surrounding, it's easier for him to fall. So it's a bad call. It's a 50-50 call. It could be a penalty. It could be a goal or could be disallowed. And either call is fine. But in my eyes, I think it was a bit too soft.
And that's why I think it's not the wrong decision, because it could have gone either way. And I think in those situations, you can't blame the ref. And I think they handled it the right way. Chelsea fans are going to think it's a foul. Aston Villa fans are going to think it's not a foul. And that's how football works. So, as I said, not a lot to talk in the football world today. Premier League games will be coming again this week. We'll keep an update on the title race for next week podcast. No combat talk this week, as there, again, no news in regards to that. But that's a wrap up to football talk, and we'll go with the boys to wrap up the pod.
All right, guys, thank you for watching the Touchline Podcast, episode 73. If you're new here, like the video, comment down below, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah! I finished the podcast for once. I'm buying a lotary ticket. That's it. I'm buying a lotary ticket.